We're so glad you joined us back on our U.S. road trip to the western United States. And in this episode, we're going to be going from New Mexico, which is what you see behind us right now, and we're going to be driving up through Colorado to the town of Ouray. Now, many of you may not have heard of that town, but some of you may have heard of the $1 Million Highway, and that runs from Silverton up to Ouray. And it's supposedly a really beautiful road, and from the pictures we've seen, it's a really beautiful area. It's very close to Telluride, Colorado, which is a ski slope. Now, one thing to keep in mind is we're coming from the south, and all of our GPSs want to take us a certain route up to Ouray. However, those routes all take us along the $1 Million Highway, which wouldn't be an issue if we were just driving the Jeep or if we were in a car. But since we're in an RV and we're pulling a Toad, that highway is known for being very narrow, little to no shoulders, no guardrails, and lots of steep inclines and declines where we would have to go like 10 miles an hour and we would block up traffic. We really don't want to do that in the RV. So that route's nixed. We're going to be going the circuitous route up to the north, and we're going to be coming into Ouray from the north. Once we get to Ouray and we unhook the Jeep, we are definitely going to be taking you guys with us as we travel the $1 Million Highway, as well as some other things that there are to see in that area. So stay tuned.
Hey there, I'm Rose.
And I'm Dan. And we are the Half-Ass Travelers.
So this route through Colorado, I've never driven this route before. Rose, you haven't driven this one, right?
No.
Through Gunnison National Forest. What a beautiful drive. It's just funny. Show them this drive. This is what we've been experiencing for the last, I don't know, hour and a half. It's just a gorgeous road, and there's nobody on it. So it's like just a good experience, I think. It's nice and smooth. I mean, there's spots where it's a little rough, but it's nice and smooth. If you get a chance to make this drive, this is a very scenic drive. Beautiful. Well, after a, 6-hour drive or so?
Longer.
Yeah, beautiful drive. Gorgeous drive. I hope you enjoyed the video of the drive over. We try not to put too much of the driving videos in there. We put them to music in case you're bored. You can always skip those if you're looking down at our chapters. But we have just arrived at the 4J+1+1 RV resort in Ouray, Colorado. And what is that background noise I'm hearing, Rose? What is that? What do you want to show them? What is that?
Looky here.
We've got our own raging river behind the site. When we booked it, they were completely booked up on riverfront sites. We had a pull-through site, but when we came in, it always pays to ask. They had a cancellation, so not only did we get a river spot, but we got the one on the end. And I'm going to show you why in just a second. The one on the end is important, but we've got plenty of room here. We've got Ruby right here, and we've got our picnic table. We've got our fire pit slash grill. And I want to show you something. Here's the reason why we were lucky to get this end spot. As you can see, these spots by the river are in demand. So you can see it's pretty tight in here. Now it's a gravel, but it's pretty level. So no problem there. We have no problem with resorts like this. We find this to be plenty of room for just Rose and I. But if you're traveling with a large group or a family, this size sites could be challenging. But look at these views. I mean, hopefully that snow doesn't make it down here, but everywhere you look, there's a mountain view, and there's Ruby and Don Quixote with our own mountain view there. All right, we're gonna film more in the campground later. Right now, Rose and I are gonna take a little break. Rose, are you settled in yet? Rose has got her chair out. Yeah. So we're not gonna do much else today. We actually did go into town and grab a bite. Really good. Rose had a good Reuben sandwich, and I had my usual burger.
Yep.
Yeah, and it was nice. And we drove around town. We drove up to this one lookout point over the town, and we took a couple of pictures there, a couple of videos there. In fact, I'll put them on the screen right now. We are going to be going back up there. We're going to be taking a lot more pictures because this town is gorgeous.
It's so cute.
This is one of the most beautiful towns, and you can see even in our site, I mean, these mountains, the creek, the river,
and all the chipmunks.
And all the chipmunks. There's chipmunks all around us. Somebody must have been feeding these things. But now we're going to settle in. We're actually catching up on the news a little bit on the TV outside. We do use our TV on the outside quite a bit. We like to catch up on the news because we miss out on it while we're driving. So other than that, it's going to be a good night for us. And we'll touch base with you in the morning. We've got big plans for tomorrow.
Big plans.
All right, we'll see you. Good morning, half-assed travelers.
Good morning.
As you can see, we're up bright-eyed and bushy-tailed this morning.
No, not so bushy-tailed.
Well, you did have your coffee.
I did.
If you look behind us, you can see we come quite a little ways up from town. We just jumped in the Jeep this morning and decided to come over to Cascade Falls. Cascade Falls is a waterfall you can see from a lot of places in town because it's pretty high. And it's a very short trail that will take us to the base of the falls. We're a little out of breath because that trail is uphill. Yes, so we're still trying to get our trail legs this morning. Yeah, but it's not bad. It's a very easy trail.
All right, let's go.
There is the secondary trail, or not secondary trail, I guess if you take the full trail up, it takes you right to the base of the waterfall. And as you can see, it's beautiful, but it is a very steep section. It's not very difficult, and it's not very long, but you are going to be out of breath when you get to the top.
Well, it's the altitude that doesn't help either.
Yeah, we're
Floridians, flatland Floridians.
It's a bit higher here than 0 feet above sea level, what we're used to. But this is totally worth it. Totally.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, this is nothing. All right, we got 2 more waterfalls in mind to go see today, among other things.
Colorado.
We almost forgot to mention that this portion of this trail is actually part of a longer trail that goes around the perimeter of town. If you want to do this trail, you're actually going to be able to see this waterfall because it comes right here. So just food for thought if you're planning on doing the perimeter trail. Okay, this is like a chipmunk breeding area right here. Yeah, there's chipmunks everywhere. All right, they can be in the background of our shot, hon. All right, we are at the very famous, world famous Box Canyon Falls. Now you'll see there's a huge sign up on the mountain as you're driving up here, and you may be thinking to yourself, they misspelled the sign. Canyon has a Y in it. Well, that N is actually an Enya in Spanish, and for those of you who know a little bit about Spanish, you'll know that that has the Enya sound, so canyon. Oh, look, there's a red-headed woodpecker on the, a red-headed bird on the bird feeder. So,
look, honey's on your foot. Hi, little guy.
So the chipmunks here are very friendly, apparently.
Hi, little guy.
And we are easily distracted. Okay, there we go. All right, so that's what it's like. Okay.
They're babies.
It's almost like we planned this, isn't it, Rose?
And look at that bird up there. Don't move. Hold on, I want to get a picture of that one.
Okay, we're gonna go take some photographs and then we'll get some video of the falls. Are you done animal watching, Rose?
I'm ready to stay here with the chipmunks.
All right, so just so you know, once you leave the visitor center, there is a 500-foot trail that will take you to Box Canyon Falls. And you can know where you're going by this sign. Now, there is also a secondary trail, the High Bridge Trail, that goes up 100 steps and will take you to the top of the falls. That is a very steep, very, it's 100 metal steps, but then it's also like rocky, loose uphill steps. So if you want to tackle that, just know that what those conditions are. I don't think we're going to do that one today, but we may come back and do it another day. I'm not sure. Now, it's a $7 entry fee to enter the falls, and which I think is very reasonable considering the amount of upkeep that these places seem to require. And I can already see into the canyon.
Oh,
all right, let's go to the falls. The walkway got this metal railing, and it goes right along the rocks, sort of similar to those catwalks in New Mexico, right, Rose?
Yeah. Look how beautiful that is.
All right, let's show them. Gorgeous.
Wow.
And there's even a low overhead here. I'm right behind you.
Oh my God! Oh, I'm sorry, but I gotta say, holy cow!
Oh my God, it is so loud.
The power of that water is...
I don't even know if they can hear us. It's like an airliner jet. When you go in the back there, incredible. I've never seen anything like it.
Me too.
It's like Niagara Falls and the catwalks all put together. And Antelope Canyon. And Antelope Canyon.
Yeah.
All put together.
Yeah.
It's really cool. We're gonna go down now. We can go down to the bottom. We're gonna hit that right now. I gotta tell you, we were not expecting that.
Not at all.
I don't know if you could hear us in there. It was so loud.
But it was absolutely insane.
Yeah, sort of like a cross between Niagara Falls, Antelope Canyon, and the catwalks in New Mexico. Just unbelievable, unbelievable. And as you can see, there is right across from the catwalk, there is a nesting spot for these black swifts. And these birds travel from Brazil every summer up here to make their nests right there on the canyon wall.
Yep.
So cool. Now we're walking the native plant loop trail. It's the third of the trails that's here. We're just checking it out just to see what's over here. It's not a strenuous trail, and as we'd heard, I don't know, we're gonna see what it is exactly. Looks like it just goes down along this fence, but the views are incredible. Those houses.
Holy cow.
I bet you that one's got a view of the fall. Service berry. I don't know where that is.
I don't see any berries.
No. Well, that ends our time here at Box Canyon. Wow. Just wow. It doesn't take long to explore it. If you're in this area, even if you're driving through, just stop in here. It's maybe 20 minutes. You can see.
Worth it, 100%.
Oh my God. Yeah, totally worth the money, totally worth the time, and you won't regret it. Take our word for it. You all primed? Ready to go? Hang on, let me help you.
Thank you.
All right, this is the easiest of all of the hikes we're gonna do today because it's right on the side of the road. This is an overlook that overlooks Bear Creek Falls, and I can't imagine we would get a better view of the fall than from right here. Yeah. So no fuss, no muss, and just a beautiful fall. We're gonna go grab the binoculars out of the car because there's a sign here.
And those big rams.
Yeah, so we're gonna see if we can spot anything along those cliffs. And it's such a beautiful day. It's just nice to sit here and relax and do some wildlife spotting. That's what we're gonna do.
Yeah.
Okay, so we were being a little half-fast, but by shooting that video before we checked out the entire viewpoint, look over our shoulder. We almost missed this underneath the road. I mean, we would have driven right over that and not even known it was there if they didn't have this walkway coming out, jutting out over the canyon. As you can see, there are a lot of beautiful sights to see in and around the town of Ouray, and that's what we wanted to show you in this video. In the next video, we're gonna be venturing a little bit further out of town. We're gonna be taking some Jeep roads up into the mountains. We're gonna be seeing some ghost towns and some old mines. It's gonna be exciting, and we're also gonna be driving the $1 Million Highway, so stay tuned.
Woohoo!